obviously more common now in the Big 12, the way it's spread out and stuff, and then you got some travel partners. How do you feel about these two-for trips, and how do you kind of go about planning and doing your prep for those?
Well, we don't get a lot of ice in Texas, so this is the right time to be gone. I do think it's a great thing by the league because travel is real and it is hard and it is tough on everybody. So if you can make it where you can play 2 games, 1 location, it's just wise. Save schools money, easier on student athletes. So it's a great thing. Still makes it really hard to win on the road no matter where you go.
What do you see from Arizona State? What have you kind of on the scout on them?
Yeah, Arizona State is a team that last year Coach Hurley has said he wanted to improve shooting, and he sure did that. He brought in a bunch of guys that could really score, get buckets, stretch defenses. So in addition to a lot of really good shooters, really talented freshman class. Their fives are really long, shot blocking, athletic. Quainton's unbelievable rebounder and shot blocker. And then on the perimeter, they all can hurt you. They all can get 15, 20 points, all capable scorers.
Coach, I know the road has kind of been a struggle for y'all. How important is it to finally get that first road win?
Well, you're right. We're 0-2. Lost at UConn, lost at Iowa State. But it's hard to win on the road no matter who you're playing, when you're playing. I think last year Big 12 road teams won 33% of the time. So you really have to be, and that's a credit to the home court advantages. That's a credit to the crowds. But you really have to be exceptional to win on the road.
What are kind of the advantages of when you're on the road that you are kind of staying in the same area with Arizona State and Arizona?
Definitely just not the travel. The cost involved with travel, the wear and tear on your body with travel. I think everybody can equate, just coming off the holidays, traveling can be stressful.
How are you guys doing healing up? I know Josh tweaked his ankle towards the end of the Cincinnati game, but you didn't mention that as something new in the post-game presser. And then with Jayden and Langston, how are they coming along?
Yeah, Jayden and Langston are really progressing well, attacking the rehab. They want to be back. There'll be game time decisions. They're close. We'll just see where they're at game time. As far as Josh, one of his best qualities is availability, and he doesn't miss many practices, doesn't miss many games. He's really when he tweaked the ankle, he bounces back quick, and again, that's a great quality to have in the Big 12 because you get banged up a lot in the Big 12.
More on Josh there. I mean, particularly the last couple of games, he's really come on. He's rebounding well. Is there anything that's been a difference, or is it just maybe kind of getting used to being the starter and playing the minutes that he is?
I think he's worked hard at improving. He's studied film. He's put in the time. Coaching staff's done a good job with him. Coach Hunt's done a good job with him. Most of all, you're year 3 in a program. You expected that jump, and him spending time with Charlie physically. 3 years in our weight program, you shouldn't be inferior to anybody physically. So he's done a great job in getting his body ready to compete at the Big 12. But his high pointing of rebounds has been something that's really helped, and his ability to rebound in traffic, and a lot of that is the work he's put in the weight room over the last couple of years.
Some of it may be just being a freshman, but VJ, I mean, are you looking for more consistency out of him? That kind of thing. I mean, he has some games where he looks phenomenal.
And I think most people tell you that with more youth, you have more inconsistency. I think everybody can equate that to raising kids. I mean, the younger, more inconsistent. Hopefully, the older, the better consistency and habits they have. I think with VJ, Rob, Jason, 1, adjusting to college, 2, adjusting to Big 12. I mean, those are big jumps. And again, with this COVID year and with so many experienced players, it's not people that are 4 years older. It's people that are 5 and 6 years older. When they first came in, I said, what 12 or 13-year-olds beating you? And they're like, none. And I said, well, that's what every 24-year-old thinks of you. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they've really done a great job for freshmen. They'll continue to get more and more consistent the more they gain experience. But that is one of the things 24-year-olds hopefully are more consistent with their habits.
Scott, one thing I feel like I've maybe seen more this year than other years across college basketball has been difficulty finishing over guys in the lane. Are players getting better about verticality? Are you noticing anything like that? Just playing more within the rules, within the way the game is called by the refs?
It's a great question. I think analytics has changed a lot. I mean, everybody knows you want threes, you want the rim, now you got the vertical contest. So I think step one was people wanted more layups, and then step two was how can we defend layups better, and now step three is when do you need to not take a contested layup. So I think it's all a maturation, but I think we were one of the first schools to kind of embrace analytics, and now everybody does, which means people are hunting those shots that analytically are better.
Same way, whether you're getting a lot of minutes or none, but is there maybe a little bit more excitement going to practice now when you've been getting the more minutes?
Nah, honestly, just keeping the work the same. Never getting too high, never too low. You never know what could happen. Two guys can come back. I'm back 9th man, 10th man, so you just got to keep the level headed the same. Attack practice the same way. Can't take no foot up the brake, just staying ready.
What part or parts of your game do you feel like you need to get better, maybe to get more minutes than you are right now?
Just understanding just the whole game as just a whole. Just being able to know when to rotate, when to be in the right spots at the right time, knowing all the plays, and just continuing to just be playing hard and honestly just wait for my time.
I know the road hasn't really been y'all's strong suit this season. How important is it to get that win on the road?
These next two games coming up is very important to us. We know that getting a win on the road, let alone just in the Big 12, is hard, but on the road is definitely different. So definitely locking in on these two teams right here to go 2-0.
Coach was kind of saying that y'all's practices was a really good practice. Can you just talk about how much has the chemistry with y'all grown so much from the beginning of the season up till now?
Beginning of the season, you just throw a lot of guys together and you call it a team. But over time, you start building the bonds and building the connections on the team, and it just all gets so second nature, just connecting with the team and just sharing the ball, moving the ball, talking with the team, and just having great energy in practice.
Anybody else? Jayden Norchad, can you talk about him, just kind of what an impact he's made, maybe not just on the court, but even in the locker room, that kind of thing?
He brings leadership. He has a lot of experience, where we all want to be. He's been to the Final Four and stuff like that, so he brings a lot of leadership. And then on the court, he just play hard. He motivates me just to, go out there and play hard with him, So, yeah, he motivates all of us for sure.
Jason, same thing for you. You may go against him, I guess, maybe sometime in practice. What is he like to, even in practice, but, particularly kind of what y'all get from him in the games?
Just consistency. Just knowing that he's going to come out, do what he has to do to the best of his ability every night. And every day in practice, you see it building up to the game. You see his work habits. You see his same habits every time, just working hard and just being a team player.
Jayden, when it comes to these next two road games, being in Arizona, you kind of staying in that same area, where do you kind of see the advantages of kind of staying in the same area for the?
Really not having jet lag or anything, traveling on the plane and stuff like that. So I feel like we should do just fine, and then just going down to Arizona, just looking at it as a business trip, not like a vacation, just taking it serious, taking it day by day. So yeah.
Jayden, particularly in conference, you've struggled shooting. How do you get out of that? And being a shooter, you always think the next shot's going in anyway, but how do you get out of that?
Really just sticking to your same routine is mentally. And really knowing that everybody have struggles, Basketball is a game of up and downs, you're always going to have up and downs. So it is what it is. You got to stick to your routine, keep working out, keep being consistent, and, you're going to get out that slump eventually for sure.
Jayden, do you feel like your defense has taken a step up in intensity this year, or just how do you feel about the defense this year overall?
I feel like we have our games where sometimes the defense is good, sometimes the defense is bad. But I feel like I have to. I can always be better at defense. So my goal is to always become a better defensive player. I feel like that'll help us. Bring all our defense, because I feel like I'm the defensive leader out there. That just motivate everybody on the defensive end. So yeah.
Anybody else? Good. Awesome.
Thank you
guys.